Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. This is a weight loss Wednesday kind of video. As this diet, I'm going to be sharing with you the results and sort of my opinion or feedback or a review of a new diet that I've tried for the last 2 weeks. So if you're interested in that kind of video, then keep on watching. So I'm going to be talking about the ketogenic diet today, so also known as the keto diet. I've seen heaps of things about this on social media and I've read bits and pieces online, and I know quite a few people who have been on this diet. I was very skeptical in the beginning, mainly because the majority of the people I know who have been on this diet have actually gained the weight once coming off this diet. I'm by no means a medical professional or a nutritionist or anything like that, but essentially the basis of this diet is low carb, predominantly fat, moderate protein. So my diet is roughly 5% carbs, 25% protein and 70% healthy fats. I'm not going to go into like what I ate. If you'd like to see that kind of video, I'm definitely willing to share that with you, but I'm not really going to spend this video talking about the ins and outs of the diet. So I started this diet because I have had problems with my weight for quite a while. But the main issue that I have with my weight is I gained a lot of weight sort of in the first couple of years that Ryan and I were together. And now I lead a much healthier lifestyle, but I still carry around that excess weight. So this diet appealed to me because they talk about using stored body fat, putting your body into a term which is called ketosis, and essentially you are fueling your body with fat and fat stores, and instead of using glucose or glycogen stores from, I guess, a very Western carbohydrate sugar-based diet. So that's why you minimize your carbs and up your fat content, like the fat part of your diet, the healthy fats of course. Obviously if you just go to Macca's and eat cheeseburgers, you are not going to lose weight on this diet. Anyway, enough about the diet. So I've been on this diet for 2 weeks now, and I was very skeptical because it's a big adjustment to go to a high fat diet, and yeah, I was a little concerned about cutting carbs, especially the carbs, or like the hidden carbs, so some of your high carb vegetables, things like that, and fruit. They were the things that I thought I was going to struggle with. Things like bread and pasta, those kinds of carbs, I was kind of okay with because I've been reducing those carbohydrates in my life prior to starting this diet, so it wasn't a big issue for me. But just sort of changing my mindset and my viewpoint to like healthy fats, and just sort of manipulating my meal plans for this diet. So I took my measurements at the beginning of the 2 weeks, and I have taken my measurements today to give you a bit of a look at what has changed. The main thing is for me was to lose weight, but also to feel good about my body and how clothes fit. It can't always be about the number on a scale. I sort of think, even though I say that, for me, a doctor's always going to tell me that I need to lose weight. So if the number goes down on the scale and I'm able to shred centimeters off my body, then it's a win-win. And to be honest, after 2 weeks on this diet, that's what I did. So I did 2 weeks. I was going to do like a week, like results after a week. But the problem with that is when you swap from a carbohydrate, glycogen based diet to a fat fueled diet, so to speak, you obviously deplete your body of glycogen, which is obviously what it's been using for fuel. And what I've found in my research is that when you have like 1 gram of glycogen, it is bonded to 3 to 4 grams of water. So you lose a lot of water weight in your first week. So I was like, I don't want to just do a week, because the majority of that weight will be water weight. So I wanted to do 2 weeks, and you do see the difference in weight loss between week 1 and week 2. I'll obviously tell you what they were, like the figures were, but you can definitely see the numbers are quite significant in the first week and not as significant in my second week. So I think I've talked enough about that. So I have my little book which has all my figures in it. So in the first week, I lost 3.7 kilos in the first week, which I kind of expected. I was sort of thinking around the 3 kilo mark because I was like, I'm a big girl, I'm gonna have a fair bit of water weight. So yeah, 3.7 kilos. It is encouraging to see that kind of result after a week, even if it is water weight. It's just the way that your mind works. It's encouraging. If you're trying to lose weight and the number goes down, it's encouraging. So that was that. But even better than that was the amount of centimeters that I lost in the first week. So in the first week, I'm just gonna like bring it here, and if I'm looking down, it's because the book's here. So in the first week, I lost 4 centimeters from my tummy, or like stomach area, 5 centimeters off my waist, 4 centimeters from my hips, and 1 centimeter each from each arm, and 5 centimeters from my bust. So for me, like, you can sort of say like, oh, the stomach, like the tummy stuff, that's probably like a bit of like bloat. I'm not normally a heavily bloated person, but the fact that I've lost quite a significant amount of weight for a week's weight loss, you could say that's a bit of bloat. But for things like my waist and my bust, like, you don't get bloated in your waist or your bust, or do you? I don't think you do. So that was quite significant for me. And do I think like I was like churning through the fat? Probably not. The idea of getting your body into a state where it burns fat for fuel, like stored body fat for fuel, it doesn't happen overnight. It's not an instant process. So the second week's results weren't as, I guess, significant or dramatic as the first week, but that was to be expected. And I think the fact that I expected that meant that I wasn't discouraged when the numbers weren't as big as the first week. In saying that, the fact that I lost weight is encouraging to me, even if it was only a little bit, and same with the centimeters. As long as it's still happening, I'm okay with that. I don't think there's ever a hard and fast way to lose weight. So yeah, in the second week, I lost 1.5 kilos, and I maintained obviously the loss from the first week. And then in regards to like centimeters, it wasn't as significant. So my stomach, I lost 3 centimeters. And that's the other thing, is I've lost a chunk of water weight now. So for my stomach to be going down still is quite good. I lost 2 centimeters from my waist, 1 centimeter from my hips. I didn't lose any from my arms, and I kind of expected that. Like, I know I hold a lot of like fat stores in my arms, but I haven't quite done enough, or like I haven't done an arms workout, or I just don't think it's somewhere that my body is pulling fat to burn energy or burn for energy from. So, and my bust, I lost 2 centimeters again. So yeah, I just think that's really, really amazing. Like, I'm really encouraged by that. So as a whole, in case you couldn't work it all out as I was talking about it, so it's 7 centimeters from my tummy, 7 centimeters from my waist, 5 centimeters from my hips, 1 centimeter from each arm, and 7 centimeters from my bust. And I think that's just insane from a diet. Now, review of this diet. So this diet definitely worked for me for the first 2 weeks, and I am continuing on with it. So that's one thing. Things that I've noticed about this diet is it definitely helped kick my sugar cravings and my sugar habit. I have a massive sweet tooth, and my husband does too, so we always have sweet stuff in the house. So the fact that this diet doesn't really allow for mainstream sweets definitely helped kick that habit, and I definitely found that I'm not craving it even when I go to the shops hungry. And that's the other thing, hungry and hunger. this diet has completely overhauled how my hunger works and my appetite. My diet has a higher fat content. I feel like I'm full for longer, I'm satiated for longer, and I actually eat less. I definitely have noticed, especially in the second week. I noticed it probably starting at the sort of day 5, day 6 of the first week, but definitely in the second week, that my hunger has reduced. I go longer without eating. I don't feel the need to snack. I don't have that 3-4 o'clock slump where I need to get a pick-me-up or a snack. I just carry on, and I think that's really good. I think the fact that I've been able to minimize my snacking definitely helps reduce how much food I'm eating, and as a whole that probably contributes to losing a bit of weight. So yes, I think this diet is working. Do I think it is sustainable long term? No, I don't, because I definitely have noticed that there are things from a pre-keto diet that I miss. For example, jam and cream donuts. I really like jam and cream donuts, and they're not something I eat every day, but it's just something that's not feasible on this diet. Which brings me around to cheating on this diet. So cheating is not really a thing on the keto diet, unlike other diets where it's okay to have a bad day. Because this diet is focused around changing the way that your body fuels itself, you can actually set yourself back a few days if you decide to have a cheat or a binge, especially if you go all out. That's not to say that I haven't cheated whilst I've been on this diet. I just took, I guess, not precautions, I just took measures to, I just took actions to minimize how me cheating on this diet affected my overall results on this diet. So I went to the Royal Show, which there will be a vlog for shortly, and I had a hot cinnamon donut. Now normally I probably would have had 3 because Ryan and I would have got a bag of 6 to share. But this year we got a bag of 6. Maddison had 1, Ryan had a few. I had 1.5 because there was 1, I had 1 to myself and I had half of 1 with Ryan, obviously 1.5. So yes, like that's 1. Donuts are obviously carb heavy, they're a donut. 2, it's covered in sugar, so they're not really the things that you would eat on this diet. So I did that, and I read up before I cheated because I knew that cheating was going to be bad for this diet. But I looked up like if there were any ways that I could minimize how this cheating would affect my journey, my weight loss, and essentially the things that I read were, you know, try and exercise to deplete your body of, you know, glycogen that you're putting into your body, you know, drink lots of water, make sure the following day is a good keto day, and they're the kinds of things that I did. And you know what, the fact that I had a donut and a half at the Royal Show, I still lost weight and I still lost centimeters, and I didn't feel like I missed out. And that's the thing I think with this diet, is it is quite restrictive. There are lots of things that you can eat, and it's definitely not like a diet where, you know, you feel like you're hungry, or as they say, you're eating rabbit food or just salads. It's quite filling, like, and a lot of the things that like I'm not allowed to eat on other diets, I'm allowed to eat in this diet, like tartare sauce, mayonnaise, hollandaise sauce. They're all things that are on this diet and okay to eat in this diet. So it's not a diet that I feel like you're depriving yourself. It's just obviously those few things, you know, like bread or pasta or things like that. But if you've got a good substitute, or if it's a special occasion, then go ahead. Like if someone had a birthday, like, am I gonna say no to a bit of birthday cake? No, of course not. But I'm gonna have a smaller piece, and I'm probably going to drink a heap of water and probably do a bit more exercise just to help with that. But essentially, life in moderation, which is exactly how this diet needs to be applied. Is yes, at the moment while I'm trying to lose a bit of body fat, that is what I'm going for, but within reason and in moderation. If I see something that I want to eat, or I see something that, you know, it's for a special occasion, things like that, like I'm not going to deprive myself, because that's not the way that I want to live. As a whole, I normally have a relatively healthy diet, like what I eat, like an eating regimen. So yes, am I going to continue this diet? As I mentioned earlier, yes I am. I am interested to see what my life would be like doing this diet for 4 weeks, for a month, and then I think after a month I will review how I want to continue, and if I want to continue, or whether I just want to be more mindful about what I eat. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it interesting, or if you were questioning about whether the keto diet was for you, obviously do your research, speak to a medical professional if you feel the need to do so. I did heaps of research before I started this diet, and for me it's working. I understand that not all diets work for everyone, but it seems to be working for me, so I'm willing to see it out for another couple of weeks to see how I go. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have tried the keto diet, let me know down below, and if you are currently on the keto diet, let me know what your favorite keto meals are or keto snacks are. I'm always looking for try new things. If you're not subscribed, I would love to have you join our little family. I'm doing Vlogtober this month because I'm crazy. So I hope to see you in my next video, which should be tomorrow. Bye guys.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.